stage right now. I enjoy introducing senior speeches, especially when the speaker and I have things in common. So I'm particularly thrilled to introduce Walker Tuton. In addition to a shared affection for elaborately embroidered cowgirl boots and sweaters with little built-in coin purses for pockets, Walker and I share a love of improv. Now, Walker has more training in improv than I do, having been a part of the improv club and also some Second City training. But for those of you unschooled in the world of improv comedy, it goes a little something like this. Prepare nothing. Stand up on a stage. Allow people, no, encourage people to come and watch you. Then squelch the part of you that wants to puke and run, make something up, and hope they laugh. It's not for everyone. Those of you who know me know that I think that improv is good for the brain, good for the soul, and good for relationships and communities. The principal tenet of improv is yes and, which means that when someone suggests or initiates an idea, you don't shoot it down. You say yes to it, you go with it, and then you add something of your own to the mix. You take risks because you know your fellow humans will do whatever they can to make you look good. Imagine a world where those are the rules of interpersonal engagement. As Liz Lemon said, I want to go to there. One of the best books written on the subject of improv is the book Truth in Comedy by Del Close. Micah, are you nodding? Do you know the book? Yeah, that's it. I'm going to tell you a few of the basic principles spelled out in the book because to me they seem to be the tenets that Walker lives by. First, we're funniest when we're just being ourselves. For all of her feigned awkwardness, Walker is completely at ease in her own skin. Her ideas are original and authentic and more than a little quirky. Consider her final project for Othello sophomore year, where other students might make, say, a lovely poster of the icons and objects that are most significant to the play. Walker did that. She carefully selected the items she wanted to talk about, drew them, colored them in meticulously, and then baked them on shrinky-dink paper, and made Othello necklaces, one for each of us. I treasure mine. I would have worn it today, but it didn't go with this dress. I love you, Walker, but I love my outfits more. Second, the freshest, most interesting comedy is not based on mother-in-law jokes or Jack Nicholson impressions, but on exposing our own personalities. It's relatively easy to make people laugh by making fun of someone else, but how much harder and braver to turn a critical eye on yourself. Walker does not take herself too seriously to make fun of her own foibles. It would be easy to be intimidated by Walker. She's athletic, popular, academic, beautiful, and funny. But because she is more than happy to expose her own imperfections, she is relatable. The best comedians are those who share their broken parts to make the rest of us feel okay about having broken parts. Third, real comedy does not come from sacrificing the reality of a moment in order to crack a cheap joke, but in finding the joke in the reality of the moment. Walker is going to share with you today several events from her life that were no doubt painful and maybe even terrifying. But she will also show you that when bumps and bruises and scars and lacerations heal and fade, you're left with a story. And you can decide what kind of story it is. You can decide to find the funny in it. If you find the funny, you can share it. As the legendary comedian and one of my heroes, Carol Burnett, said, comedy equals tragedy plus time. You've probably heard this old chestnut. Laugh and the world laughs with you. Weep and you weep alone. But you may not know how the rest of that stanza goes. For the sad old earth must borrow its mirth. It has trouble enough of its own. So for the next 7 to 9 minutes, world, forget your troubles. You're in the hands of a wise and wisecracking soul, Walker Tuton.